So, you did it. You graduated. You walked across the stage and shook a hand you barely remember and took a photo you'll use as your LinkedIn profile for the next 5 years. And then you went home and realized no one gave you instructions for what happens next. No syllabus, no next semester, just a whole lot of people asking, so what's next? If you're sitting here thinking, I thought this degree came with all the answers, this episode is for you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lifestyle by Fola Sade, but my close friends call me Sade. So, we are jumping right back into the post grad survival guides. And just a quick recap in episode one, we talked about how to pick a major without ruining your life. And in episode two, we asked that burning question: is a university degree really worth it in 2026? And now, today, we are discussing the topic of I just graduated. What do I do now? All right, so here's something that universities don't warn you about. Graduating feels less like a victory lap and more like being dropped in a game without a map. One day you're studying for your final exam, and the next day your student email stops working. Suddenly, you're expected to magically know how careers work. Don't be worried. This is incredibly common. Statistics Canada shows while most grads do land their jobs within the first few years, very few grads land their ideal jobs right away. So if you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, or even slightly betrayed by adulthood, congratulations. You're having a perfectly normal post grad experience. All right, so let's get into the topics of today's videos. We need to know what are the options after you graduate. We're going to talk about related jobs, survival jobs, more school, public sector or nonprofits, a figure it out year, and the truth, or at least my truth. A lot of Canadian grads start looking for jobs related to their degree, and while this works out for many people, it's just not instant. We oftentimes end up finding roles that are like a junior or an assistant or a coordinator when your degree might be something way more impressive. Let's say you studied psychology and you're working in communications, or you studied political science and you end up with a government admin role. This isn't failure, this is entry. This is how you get your foot in the door and start improving your resume to build up on those core skills. Studies show that within a few years, most graduates do end up working in a job related to their field of study. However, the path there is usually a little indirect and can be awkward. Let's talk about the path that nobody brags about: survival jobs, or the I need money right now jobs. From retail to fast food to warehouse to contract work. These are real jobs that many Canadians take after they finish their degree. And no, this does not mean that your degree is a waste. It means rent is due, groceries exist, and student loans have interest. These jobs are not the end of your story. They're just keeping the lights on while you plan the next chapter. Perfectly normal, by the way. Some graduates decide the answer is more school, but this time it's much more intentional. Many Canadians do go back to college for more school, such as certificates, diplomas, or postgraduate certificates that help focus on key employable skills, while others decide to go to grad schools like a master's or PhD to help explore fields like research, academia, or medicine. This path can open doors, but it usually comes with more timelines, more pressures, and an unhealthy relationship with coffee. I'm talking to you. The key difference is grad school works if you know why you're there, not if you're just using this time to delay the inevitable. Another option many grads overlook is the public sector and nonprofit. Government jobs, nonprofits, and public agencies hire thousands of Canadian grads every year in fields like research, communications, policies, and admin. These jobs often offer stability, benefits, and clear career pathways, which is honestly a relief after years of uncertainty. Data from Statistics Quebec even show that graduates there are more likely to work in jobs related to their field and report higher job satisfaction than in other provinces. So, yes, boring sounding jobs can actually be pretty solid. Then there's an unofficial but very real option, the figure it out year. You just spent years studying, grinding, putting in that work. Now let's see what works for you. Some grads spend this time traveling or freelancing or moving back home or starting their own side hustle. This is the time for you to explore, what do I truly want? What truly works for me? And definitely, there's going to be at least one point in time where you're going to ask yourself, why am I doing this? For real. Very few people go straight from graduation right into their forever career. A lot of this time is going to involve trial and error, traveling, and finding out what you do and don't like. While this phase can look very messy on the outside, it's a very real period needed for you to figure out what you actually want to do. So here's the truth no one talks about loudly enough. And yes, I'm talking to the people in the back. Your first job after graduation does not define your future. It doesn't lock you into a career or prove that you failed or mean that you chose the wrong major. Most Canadians change jobs, change industries, and change goals on average 7 times before landing their forever job. Graduation isn't the finish line. It's the moment you stop following someone else's script and start writing your own, even if the first draft is a little messy. So if you just graduated and you're feeling a little stressed or unsure, just take a deep breath. You're not falling behind. You're just transitioning, and that's a perfectly normal period in life. In next week's episode, we're going to talk about how to navigate the job market when every listing is looking for 3 to 5 years of experience and you just finished writing exams. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, share this video with a friend, and leave a comment down below letting us know when you graduated, what path did you take? Did you take a survival job? Did you jump into the figure it out year? Let us know. And remember, graduating is not always stressful. You just need a plan. Until then, you can rewatch the other 2 episodes in the post-grad survival guide, and we'll be seeing you very, very soon. Bye, everyone.